What's up guys? Today we are talking about Arduino. Arduino is a small computer that you can program to do things. Things like sensing the motion and turning the lights on when you enter the room, turning on or off any appliance with time interval, detecting rain and closing the windows automatically. The possibilities are limitless. Of course, it can't do things on its own. You need to connect sensors, attach components, and program it. Then it will carry out those things which you want it to execute. Without knowing the hardware, we can't program it. So let's see how its hardware works. There are many varieties of Arduino boards that can be used for different purposes. Some boards look a bit different, but most Arduinos have the majority of these components in common. Arduino can operate on 5V. For that, you use a barrel jack or you can connect it to your laptop via USB port to feed power to this Arduino board. Another way to power your board is by supplying 5V from a regulated power source like wall adapter directly to the Win pin. It just needs to connect the positive wire from your power supply to Win and the negative to ground. This LED should light up whenever you plug your Arduino into a power source. If this light doesn't turn on, there is a great chance that something is wrong. Time to recheck your circuit. Keep in mind, do not cross the voltage limit. Make sure to give it up to 12 volts. Not more than that, otherwise, you fry the Arduino. This little tiny component is called a voltage regulator. It steps down the voltage and provides a constant 5V to the Arduino. This black colored chip is the brain of this Arduino board. The female header on your Arduino is the place where you connect wires to construct a circuit. These female headers allow you to just plug a wire right into the board. The Arduino has several different kinds of pins, each of which is labeled on the board and used for different functions. There are several ground pins on the Arduino, any of which can be used to ground your circuit. The 5V pin outputs a 5V and the 3.3V pin outputs a 3.3V from the regulator on the board. A 3.3V supply generated by the onboard regulator has maximum current draw is 50 mA. Most of the simple components used with the Arduino run happily off on 5 or 3.3V. The Arduino has a reset button. The reset button is mostly used when we have to restart the Arduino code from the beginning. Pin A0 to A5 are labeled analog in. This is primarily used as analog input pins, which can be used to read analog signal in the range of 0 to 5V. When we interface sensors to the microcontroller, the output of the sensors many of the times is analog in nature, but microcontroller process digital signals. Hence we use ADC in between sensor and microcontroller. It converts an analog signal into digital and gives it to the microcontroller. There are many applications of ADC, like environment monitoring, gas leakage detection, etc. Pins 0 to 13 of the Arduino Uno serve as digital input/output pins. Digital pins are either on or off. When on, they are in high voltage state of 5V, and when off, they are in low voltage state of 0V. They are used for digital input like telling if a button is pushed and a digital output like powering a LED. These Arduino pins can source or sink current up to 20 mA, which is sufficient to drive LED and LCD display, but not sufficient for motors, relays, etc. If any connected device to Arduino withdraws current more than 20 mA, then it will damage the Arduino pin or IC. You may have noticed the wiggly sign next to some of the digital pins on the Uno. These pins acts as a normal digital pins, but can also be used for something called pulse width modulation. Think of these pins as being able to give analog output like control the brightness of the LED. Pulse width modulation allows us to vary how much time the pulse is high or low. Changing the on-off timing of these pulses, the brightness of the LED can be controlled. The longer the pulse is on, the brighter the LED. And likewise, the shorter the pulse is on, the dimmer the LED. That's it guys. So let me know if you want to say anything else in the comment below and I'll read them as I go through it. Give a like and hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this video. As always, thanks for watching.